Okay, we've got one more to look at. That's So You Think. This would be one of the most unbelievable performances if Bart could pull it off.
Bart's name comes up, he answered the call. He said, Bossy, I think I've got probably training one of the best horses I've ever trained, and I want you to ride him in the Cox Plate. This colt called So You Think, and I said to Bart, you had me at hello.
I'll be bowing to Bart if this wins.
You know, this is something that Bart doesn't say.
So You Think, lining up now for Glen Boss.
History will sell, and everyone knows Bart hated his horses leading at any point. Why? I never got to ask him that question, but he hated it.
Zipping down to the judge. So You Think goes to the lead.
And I took up the lead. And the funny thing about having the blinkers on for the first time was worked in my favour in a few ways. It made him jump well. But when he got to the top over the mile, and you have to start going downhill, like he's never been on this track before. So when he started to run downhill and he was in front, he got completely lost. So all of a sudden I had control because he had lost control. Like he had control the first 200 metres because he wanted to charge a bit, but all of a sudden he didn't know where he was going. So all of a sudden I had control.
So it's So You Think, the leader, out to the 1200 metres in the Cox Plate. He leads by 3 lengths. He really runs along.
And when I had control, he just straight away come back to me and he relaxed going down the back straight there.
So You Think led by 2 lengths. He shook off Manhattan Rain. Who got to an El Segundo charging home, but it's all over. So You Think is going to go all the way. He's racing clear, and So You Think has bolted in the Cox Plate.
Yeah, and he put him away very quickly and won by 3 or 4, you know. And then he just announced himself to the rest of Australia that this is a pretty special colt.
That's probably the greatest training triumph that Bart Cummings has produced in his entire career.
He was a 10 Group 1 winner all around the world, Australia and around the world. So he was a proper champion.
Horses have been bred here in the Hunter Valley since the early 1900s on this specific property. Coolmore first acquired the farm in 1996. Present day, we have about 1,000 horses residing on the farm, roughly 600 mares. We foal down about 300 foals every season. So You Think is a very special horse. If you were to go through the history books, I'd say you could struggle to name another animal that has gone and done what he has done on the racetrack.
Steady's 10th start, he wins his 2nd Cox Plate. Bart's done it again.
Well, as we know, the Cox Plate is a hugely important race for any horse that wants to be a stallion. It's up there, and to have him to win 2 back-to-back just cemented his future forever as a highly rated horse.
In order to get into the Coolmore Stallion Barn, you need to have the credentials that So You Think has. Multiple Group 1 winner. He's the best son of his sire, High Chaparral, who's a breed shaper in his own right. You have to have the physical looks that the breeders want to look for in a commercial stallion, and we just feel that So You Think has all 3 of those.
He is an absolute gentleman of a horse to deal with, the ultimate professional in everything that he does, and he's like a human. You'd be expecting him to have a conversation with you. He's just a gem of a horse to have anything to do with.
He had one of the best physiques of a racehorse I'd ever seen, ever. I know that Stephen Arnold, he rode him in the Cox Plate the year after. He said he used to wipe his feet before he got on. You know, that's how good a looking horse he was.